Okay, I'm going to interview my dad today. We're going to ask him some questions before he pops his clogs. And we're gonna go back, all the way back to when he was a little boy, all the way up to now. Now he's got Alzheimer's. Okay? So, hey up, Dad.
Hey up.
Right. Start at the beginning.
I can't remember what you said.
What happened? What happened, Dad?
What happened? Well,
Did you get dropped on your head?
no, I was born in my granny's front room in Blackpool Street, May the 26th, 1947.
Right.
Granny Brown's front room.
What number?
I think
59.
it was...
59?
Was it 59 or was it 87? Can't remember, to be honest. And then as a baby we moved up to Stapenhall for a while. This was after my dad had come back from being a prisoner with the Japanese on the Burma Railway. And then we moved to 86 Queen Street, and that's where I lived until around 1962, when my mum and dad moved to Branston Road.
Did you move to Branston Road with them?
Yes.
Oh, didn't know that.
Yeah.
So you all moved to Branston Road then?
Yeah, I think that was right. And then I was courting your mum when we were 13, still at school, and we got married in 1966 when we were both 18.
Oh, what about work? What did you do for work? What was your
For
first
work,
job?
my first job was, I left school in 1962, and I was an apprentice pavior on Burton Corporation. Slave labour, really. £1.14 shillings a week. I did that for 8 months, and then I moved to... My dad was the foreman at Terrazza Tiles in Broadway Street. He got me a job there, and I worked there for about £5 a week, I think it was, when I first started, which was quite a bit then. And then I got a job at a company called Robert Abrams in Hillfield Lane at Stretton, a roof tile company. Went there, I was at Terrazza Tiles for about 3 years, I think. And I went to Robert Abrams for about £25 a week, and I was there for 46 years.
So you've only had 2 jobs? 3 jobs?
3 jobs, yeah.
So, your school, what school did you go to?
I went to Anglesey Secondary Modern. When I was, I did Uxbridge Street Infants, was my first school. Then Broadway, I don't know whether that was an infant school or
Junior.
what. Yeah, Broadway Juniors, yeah. And then I went to Anglesey Secondary Modern. Never very good at school, never learnt a lot, but I did all right anyway. I remember the science exam at school, I got 0 out of 20. That's how interested I was.
And say, when you were around 16, 17, did you go in the pubs?
Yeah, used to go in the Napier, in Napier Street, and I was drinking beer in them days, and I wasn't 18, I was only about 17, I think, and I got pissed as a newt in the Napier and had to be carried home, dumped in the entry, and my dad come out and says, "Get off in."
Grandad never drank a lot, did he?
No, my dad couldn't drink a lot, he couldn't take it, made him bad.
Yeah. I wonder if he ever drank much even before he had you lot.
I don't know.
Doubt it.
I doubt it, no.
So, where was your first house?
When I got married was in Hawkins Lane, in an almshouse. That's where I met Rocky Hudson. He used to live just a couple of doors up from me. And we used to go to the motorbike racing at Mallory Park. And from there, we moved into Oxford Street in a foundry house, 19 shillings a week. which I eventually purchased it for £2,500 with a 14 3/4 mortgage rate from the town council, town hall. And I was there for about 34 years.
That's where we were all brought up.
Yeah,
Anglesey.
brought all the kids up there.
It's a shithole now.
Yeah, it doesn't look too bad.
It's a shithole down there now, though. The area.
The area's not good, but the street itself's not that bad.
Yeah.
Then I moved to Branston about 20 years ago now. Don't seem like 20 years, does it?
What about your sisters, or your 3 sisters?
Yeah, I've got 3 sisters. Linda, she's 5 years younger than me. I've got twin sisters, Jean and Julie. Jean lives in Tintagel in Cornwall. Linda lives in Ingle Mills, and Julie lives at Newhall. I see more of the other two than I'd see of Julie, to be quite honest. She only lives just up the road.
Yeah.
But
we'll go and see Linda soon, aren't we?
yeah,
She's not very well.
yeah.
We'll go and see her for a weekend.
I remember as a kid living in Queen Street. In them days, the kids used to be able to play out at night. Play marbles around the corner in Broadway Street outside.
You used to send us playing marbles on that road over here, the A38.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to play marbles. I used to get pushed up and down Broadway Street in my little car. Yeah. And then my dad, my granddad, my dad and my Uncle Eric raced a stock car when stock cars first come over to this country from America. That was a basic stock car, was a stock car. There was no classes like Formula 1, Formula 2. And they used to tow it behind a breakdown truck, because they owned a garage, to Long Eaton. And I remember going, either he used to sit in the stock car, because there's no seat in it, he used to sit on the floor, being towed. You could tow them along the road in them days, can't now. Or I used to go with my granddad in his Jag. And my Uncle Eric used to drive it, and my dad was the mechanic. And it was called Hellcat. It had a big lion's head on the roof. It was a Studebaker. And my Uncle Eric turned it over one night at Long Eaton and smashed this lion's head to pieces. Yeah. I remember going to Granny Brown's in Blackpool Street, because she was the first one in the family to get ITV. And my dad was asked to drive a stock car. I can't remember where it was now. And it was on the telly. And we went round to Granny Brown's to watch it.
Did he win?
No, I don't think so.
My granddad was a prisoner of war. He went in the army, didn't he, in 1941 or 1940, I think.
Yeah.
And
They had a choice in them days of what service they could go in when they were called up. They could either RAF, Army or Navy, and my dad chose the Army. Because he was a mechanic, he was in the RAOC.
The RAOC, yeah.
Yeah.
The Royal Ordnance something Corps.
Yeah. Royal Ordnance Army Corps.
And that which later turned to the REME, didn't it?
Yeah.
The Royal Engineers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They changed that while he was in the prison camps.
Tell everyone what happened then.
So, Japan invaded. We're going to take Singapore over, and Churchill wanted to send 20,000 troops to try and save it. But it was a lost cause anyway. But him and Roosevelt got together, because America at that time weren't in the war. And Roosevelt supplied him with 20 ships to take, supplied him with a number of ships to take 20,000 troops to Singapore. And then during the voyage, the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor, and that brought the Americans into the war. So my dad boarded the Aronsay at Avonmouth. They went to, I think the first stop was Canada, where they boarded another ship. Went on to India, and then he eventually got on the
Empress of Asia.
Empress of Asia,
Yeah.
which was the only ship of all the convoys that went to Singapore, was the only ship that ever got sunk. It was sunk and bombed in Keppel Harbour, just outside Singapore, and sunk. My dad was on that. He escaped off it, was picked up off a lighthouse, and was on Singapore for about 10 days when they capitulated.
You weren't just on Singapore for 10 days, he was fighting for 10 days.
Fighting for 10 days, yeah.
Under heavy fire. wasn't
Yeah, yeah. And then they capitulated, and he was taken prisoner and put in Changi, and eventually shipped to up into Thailand, where he ended up in the first camp on the railway at Nong Pladuk, which was the workshops for the railway, and it saved his life because all his mates were sent further down the line and they didn't survive. But my dad was, he survived. He came home weighing about 6.5 stone.
That's not saying he had an easy time of it.
No, he only weighed about 6.5 stone. He suffered all the usual dysentery, beriberi, ulcers on his legs, malaria, all the usual things. Yeah. So yeah, he came home and he never talked about it, which was a shame because I've since done a book on him and
Yeah, you wrote a book, didn't you?
wrote a book on him. Yeah, took me 10 years of research, and but I wish
I've got quite heavily into
Yeah.
it now.
yeah, I wish now that I'd have, talked to him about it, but he never spoke about it. So
We've said though before, if we could just have half an hour with him,
yeah,
it'd be amazing to find out what,
And unfortunately, in 1992, he passed away. He was only 74.
Never went to the doctors though, did he, Dad?
No, he was never at the doctor's.
Made them tougher in them days.
Yeah.
And my nan,
Yeah,
Nan
my
was-
nan was, she was in the WAF during the war. Don't know a lot about my mother's service time, to be quite honest. Obviously, when my dad came back from being a prisoner, they got married. I think my mother was carrying me when they got married.
up
Was
in the
I?
shotgun, Dad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I think so. I came along about 9 months later.
Well, that'd work out about right, Dad.
Yeah,
You're not an elephant. It doesn't take longer.
no.
Where did me nan and my granddad work?
Well, my dad was got the garage with my granddad and my uncle in Broadway Street till that closed and was sold to Robinsons and turned into a tile factory. And he ended up foreman there, and then he managed it. And then when that closed, he worked at English Cranes driving till he retired. I think at some time my mum worked at the Burton Box factory.
On Branston Road?
Yeah.
She worked at the Midland pub as well, didn't she?
Yeah, she worked at the Midland, yeah. I think she was doing the bar or whatever. Yeah.
And you retired in, 15 years ago?
No, yeah.
Yeah, 15 years
Yeah,
ago. you
well, I'm
retired.
80, 65, yeah, 15 years ago, yeah. I'll be 80 next year.
What have you done since then?
Oh,
So-
what have I done since then?
Dementia and...
Started bowling with Marston's Bowls Club. I enjoy that, bowling 3 times a week. And I do the maintenance, looking after not the green itself, but the surroundings. I play walking football at Pirelli every Wednesday morning. I've been doing
He's
that.
been watching you, hasn't he?
Has he?
Yeah. Because he's short on defenders.
Yeah, I've been doing that for quite a few years now. I enjoy it. A good crowd of blokes. I play crib in the winter for Marston's. I play.
Play dominoes.
No, I don't play dominoes anymore. I used to. Play indoor bowls up at Gresley. Well, I've been playing up there 3 times a week, but I think I'm going to cut that back a bit. It's getting a bit of a pain driving up there every Monday, Thursday and
But
Friday.
you forgot to tell them what your biggest passion is, Dad. The Brewers.
Oh yeah, I'm a big Burton Albion supporter since 1971. I'm now a season ticket holder and hardly ever missed a game. It's a long time, that, isn't it?
It was better in the non-league days, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, we've had some good times, haven't we? Midweek we used to travel to places like Atherstone and Nuneaton and Midland Floodlit Cup and all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
And what about your mates, Dad? Who are your mates?
Who are my mates? Well, I work with Bobby Sandel at Terrazza Tiles. Me and him started bodybuilding. And in 1971 I was novice Mr. Burton. But then the kids came along and it was an expensive thing to do with all the high protein food you had to take and supplements, so it just drifted off and I packed it up. But yeah, I had a mate called Steve Powell in the early days. He introduced me to your mum. But I never see him now. He left his wife and moved up to the Gosley estate, is it, up at...
Yeah. Yeah. Bobby Sandel was a nice fella. He was a big bloke, wasn't he?
Yeah, Bobby Sandel was, he was all right, Bob was. We had some laughs. He sadly passed away last year. Most of my mates now are with in the bowls club or in the walking footballers. They're all a good crowd.
Well, that's part 1. And we'll do part 2 soon.
All right.
Alright, so keep watching for the next episode.